Welcome back, traders, to my YouTube channel. Now in this video I'll be giving you guys a detailed explanation of some of the setups I have for the week ahead. Before I do that, there's two things I would like to quickly mention. The first one being I am doing a giveaway on my Instagram for you guys, helping me reach 100,000 followers on my Instagram. So thank you guys for that. I am doing a giveaway which I will leave in the link in the description. I hope all of you guys will participate in this giveaway. It's just I'm picking 3 top winners and I'll be giving them money. So participate in that and hopefully, who knows, maybe you guys will win. The second thing I want to mention is if you guys could leave a like on this video and subscribe to my YouTube channel, that will greatly help my algorithm on YouTube and help me, grow my community on YouTube basically. If not, that's completely fine. So let's get down to it. So the first setup I want to share with you guys is GBP JPY. Now on the daily time frame, you have to always look to identify the overall trend in the market. And as you guys can see on the daily time frame, we had an impulsive move towards the upside. We had a support resistance level here. We pushed down to create a another retracement, and then we pushed up to create our second impulsive move. So right now we are currently in that retracement phase. So that's what the overall market is looking like right now. On the 4-hour time frame, you guys can see though, however, we are in a bearish trend. You guys can see how we had our first impulsive move. Then we had that retracement and impulsive move to the downside. So we are currently sitting at a pretty important level of support, as you guys can see, as I marked out. So what I'll be looking for right here is either a break or bounce scenario. Basically what it means is I'll be looking to see how price action develops around this level. If we see a potential buy opportunity, we could look for price to just come up into that level of resistance once again, as we didn't really have a clear-cut retest once we actually broke this level. So we could look for that to be our target if we see a buy, if we see a buying bias. However, if we see market pushing down and breaking this level, our first target will be around 130.750, which is the next support level, and then we can look to target our next support level all the way at the bottom. So GBP JPY is just a simple break or bounce scenario. I'll have to wait and see how price action develops around this area. Now, that was just the first setup. I have a few other setups. GBP USD is our second one, and obviously as we start, we always have to start on the daily time frame. And as you guys can see on the daily time frame, we are pushing in a downwards market where we have our impulsive move, retracement, impulsive move. Now with that being said, we are in a consolidation with our key level of resistance being marked here and our key support level being marked here at the bottom. Now on the 4-hour time frame, once we are able to break this down even further, we can see that price is actually in a bearish trend as well. So we have our push towards the downside. We came up, respected our level of resistance. This was also a 61.80% fib rejection for those that use fibs. So I'll just quickly plot that on. So just from the high down to the bottom, you can see we had that 61.80% rejection, and price rejected. We came all the way down, broke our level of support right here. We broke our level of support here. We didn't have a retest, but this is important because we're able to identify how strong the bearish presence is in the current market. So what I'm looking for right now, the perfect scenario on GBP USD would be is if price was able to come back up, retest our level of resistance and have our third touch of the descending trend line before looking for a short opportunity back towards our daily key level at the bottom. Now this trade would give us around, let's see how much pips this would give us. This would give us around 310 pips, and our stop loss could just be very tight to around 45 to 50 pip risk. So our stop loss would just be above the descending trend line and just above the level of resistance. It would have an amazing risk reward ratio on this trade as well. So GBP USD overall, I'm just waiting for price action to just pull in for another retracement and then execute that short position back towards the downside. Now the third setup I want to share with you guys is we'll do Euro AUD. Okay, so Euro AUD again. So always start on the daily time frame to identify the overall trend, and it's very simple. You guys can see that the overall trend is bearish. How do I know this? Because I see prices pushing down. It's just that simple, right? So we see the market is pushing down, so I'll only be looking for sell opportunities. Now on the 4-hour time frame, you can see once we formed our impulsive move towards the downside right here, towards the downside right here. We saw that price was actually starting to make some bullish market structure. We formed a double bottom right here, and then we pushed up. We formed a higher low. We pushed up again into our level of resistance. We formed a higher low. Now this bullish market structure was not able to break above the daily key level that I plotted on the daily time frame. So we pushed up again, had that wick rejection, and then we see price falling to the downside. Now, as I have this arrow drawn now to show you guys that now that the bears are starting to push in, and now we are starting to create a bearish market structure after we had our initial rejection off of our daily key level. So we had our rejection, we pushed down, we pushed back up to create a lower high, lower low, lower high right here, and now price started to move in a consolidation. It started to range basically. So what I'll be expecting for Euro AUD is if we could see price just push into our level of resistance once again, have that rejection, and then we can look to enter our sell position, because the daily time frame is bearish, and now the 4-hour time frame is also suggesting bears. So once we see price go into that level, we see some sort of rejection. We would execute the short position. We would have our take profit at the bottom right here, which is the daily support level, and our stop loss would just be around these levels right here, so around 50 to 45 pips on this one. Risk reward is 1 to 7, and we'd be looking to make around 350 pips on this trade if we have this support level being broken as well. So that's our third setup. I'll do one last setup for you guys. Euro NZD. So similar to Euro AUD, daily time frame is bearish sentiment, right? Except on this one, you can actually see the bearish market. We have our impulsive move towards the downside. We pushed up to create our lower high, lower low, and then our lower high. So we had that rejection off of our level of resistance, obviously, and now we're looking for price to continue. We're looking for price to continue our next impulsive move to the downside. So with that being said, let's drop down on the 4-hour time frame and see what's happening. So again, very similar to our previous setup, we see prices in a bullish market. We have that initial impulsive move, retracement, impulsive move towards the upside, had that rejection off of our daily level, and then essentially price just the structure broke down on the 4-hour time frame, and now we are stuck in a ranging market. Our support level is down here, our key support, and our resistance level is at the top right here. So again, similar to Euro AUD, I'm expecting price to just drive into that level of resistance, show signs of rejections. You know, like we had a bearish engulfing here, we had 3 wick rejections right here, double doji. So anything that tells me that the bears are about to step in the market, I'll execute that short position, and we'll be looking to make around 130 pips on this with a 35 pip stop loss. However, if this level is breached, we can then look for a wider take profit all the way down to 250. Now, there's 2 ways we can actually go about executing this. The first one is we would actually look to enter a sell position at the top right here. The second way is for those who are more conservative and are less risky, I would say, is if you guys actually wait for the market to come down and break this level of support, push into to retest, and then look to enter that short position at the bottom right here. Both ways is fine. There's not one way is better than the other. It's exactly the same trade. You'd be making around 130 pips for a potential risk of around 35 pips. Now, I have other setups I would like to share with you guys, and I will be sharing that after the daily close occurs, because you know we do have a lot more setups I have to go through. I will be doing a daily market breakdown every single day on my Telegram, so I'll leave the link of that in my bio as well. And thank you guys for listening, and I hope we can make some pips this week.